Alright, I want to test something out, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the next episode. Alright, so I'm gonna change the time, because first of all, I want it to be past 4 o'clock so I can catch a stringfish if possible. Alright, we're gonna keep the date. And I'm also gonna... Alright, it's 9:06, so I'm gonna change it to 4:06. I know that's silly, but... I have a reason for this. Every 15 minutes, a train will pass by Main Street, and you won't be able to go in there for a little while. It's freaking annoying. But, like, it's, like, at very specific times, like, when the time ends in 3, when it ends in 18, you know, every 15 minutes, when the time ends in those numbers. I think 33 is another one. I could be wrong. So I want... And, you know, sometimes I'm used to, you know, the real life time, so I want to... It doesn't have to be the same time exactly, but just end in the same two digits, like 07, like it's 9:07 p.m. So it's going to be about 4:07 in my game. Because, you know, I can, like I said, I can keep track of the time in the game, but it's just easier to do it in real life since my clock is right here, and, like, I'm more used to it. Alright, so I did disable VSync on this emulator, so hopefully we should have an easier time catching fish now. We did run into Gulliver too. You know, his destination was China, and I correctly guessed it, so here we are. If you don't, you know, guess the correct destination, then he'll give you a chocolate coin. But if you do guess his correct destination, he'll give you, like, a souvenir associated with the country. Alright. So I'm gonna try to catch a bitterling. They're small, but enough to get off my rod with input lag. Alright. Are the lanterns a wall item? Or are they just a regular furniture item? Ah, they are a wall item. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, those red lantern veins are in fact associated with China. It's really pretty, isn't it? Alright, so we don't have the island just yet. We have to talk to Tortimer by the pier, and then we'll finally unlock the island the next day. Alright, let's see. Hello? Nope, it's still giving me problems. Yeah, I may have to see if I can transfer my data over to the other emulator. I'm also going to turn down my volume, because I get really antsy when catching fish. Especially in this game. Because they nibble so loudly, but even though they haven't, like, actually bit your rod. Turn it up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I'll like I said, I'll probably get on. I'll probably see if I can transfer my data, like I said, to the other emulator, to Citra. And I'll just have to do this challenge on there. I used this emulator because I heard it was better, but I mean, if it's gonna give me problems with fishing, then I'm gonna have to use the other one. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll just focus on getting the island. We'll get the island, we'll focus on some summer stuff, and then we'll work on getting a wetsuit for diving. And hopefully I can get the whole fishing issue sorted out. We'll also change it to nighttime. Oh! Oh, never mind. We'll also change it to nighttime at some point. Because that's where we get the really good bugs on the island. I don't care, Isabel. I'm not doing this to run a town. I'm doing this to fill up my... Oh god, it's snowing. My Critterpedia. Now, there's this really, really awesome fish you can catch when it's snowing or raining. But in this game, it's 4 p.m. to 9 a.m. In New Horizons, it has to be raining, not snowing, but it can be out any time of day now. It's called the coelacanth. I can't even catch a freaking bitterling, so I'll probably have to get my data transferred before I can catch it, but Yes, I want to go right now. That's why else would I be talking to you? Jesus Christ, man. We'll also go on some tours to get the wetsuit. It'll be a bit tedious, but we'll get it done eventually. Alright, we'll worry about tours later. Let's just try to get some stuff caught first. And yeah, that's the whole reason why I changed it to winter. We're still gonna have to change it to, like, fall and, like, possibly other times of the year, but... You know, I figured I would make a lot of progress if I, like, you know, I had the summer island and then, you know, my winter town. Because, you know, they're opposites from each other, so there's going to be, like, different, you know, entirely different lineup of, like, things to catch, with the exception of, you know, stuff that is, like, always around, regardless of time of year. Alright, well, we do have a wetsuit we can use here as well, but... there's some stuff that we can only catch in the wintertime, so we're still gonna need a wetsuit. Alright, so there are bugs that only spawn on tree stumps, so we're gonna cut down a tree. I'm also gonna get rid of these flowers, because they're in the way of one of my trees. Oh, okay. Oh, damn it. There we go. Caught that at least. Oh yeah, there's the wharf roach I mentioned. They're kind of hard to catch though, because you know, they all, you know, they tend to go in the water a lot. Yeah. I don't know why fishing is such an issue on emulators. I'm gonna have to. I'll just stick to bug catching and diving for now. Like I said, I tried to disable VSync because on the other emulator it worked, but... I can still hardly catch anything. There. And yeah, we're not doing a museum speedrun yet, so we can just do whatever the heck we want with these creatures. We can sell them, we can release them, whatever. But yeah, after I'm done recording this, I'm gonna see if I can get it transferred over to the other emulator. Because that's probably our only hope at this point. If not, I may have to restart this series. Ooh, good, an acorn barnacle. I heard they're supposed to be really rare in this game. Or in this version of Animal Crossing. Okay, yeah, diving in this game can be very frustrating, because sometimes they go past this boundary. Sometimes the jellyfish will sting you out of nowhere. Sometimes they despawn, the creatures will just despawn out of nowhere, like... New Horizons improved a lot with the diving, and, you know, you'll see a major difference when we get to that game eventually. Go away. Tiger butterflies. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. Eeny, meeny, miny, catch a tiger by his feet. I guess I'll just keep them in the bin so I can... It'll help me kind of keep track of what I've caught so far. guess we'll go on a few tours. There's no fishing tour. We can't do that one. Hide and seek. Okay, that works. We can do balloon. I think the balloon and the hide and seek tours will be the easiest. I like the hide and seek tour because you never know what villagers are gonna find. But sometimes they can get frustrating, but we'll try it. If not, then we'll also do the balloon tour a few times. Bettina? Yeah. I recognize a lot of the villagers, so I'll probably recognize most, if not all, of these villagers. Oh, Vladimir. Vladimir? Vladimir? Oh, Vladok. Okay, yeah. I was figuring out how to pronounce his name. Vladimir. I heard Vladimir was like a Russian name. Alright, so Bettina, Vladimir, we need 2 more. Ooh, Scoot. Alright, 1 more. Actually, I may enact the beautiful... Well, no, because we have to get our approval rating up before we can do all that. And that is a pain in the ass, let me tell ya. I was gonna... Because I'm gonna need to get some purple flowers. Purple, blue, or black. But purple will be the easiest, because there's just the violets that are purple. Because we can catch a peacock butterfly, but we need... purple, black, or... Oh! Boomer, yeah! Purple, black, or blue flowers in order to do that. So, we're gonna need to get that sorted out eventually. Alright, 7 nettles. The wetsuit, I believe, costs 40. Let's try the balloon one. We'll see which one's faster. The scavenger tour will probably be a bit slow. But the balloon one ought to be pretty fast. bunny balloon. Let's see if we can get that one first. Tortimer said that there were 3 points. All right. Oh, alright, got our goal. Ooh, bunny balloon. You know, I like to think of these tours as helping you practice for playing the actual game. Because, for example, you know, there are balloon presents that you can shoot down. And, you know, playing this game could kind of help you practice, sharpen your skills up a bit. Alright, we got double our goal. That should be enough to get us a gold medal. Alright, well, that only gave us 6 medals. The hide and seek gave us 7. But, you know, this game is a bit quicker because you have to, like, flip the entire area upside down to try to find all 4 of the villagers. Eeny, meeny, miny. Alright. Catch a tiger beetle by its toe. I wish there were other ways to get medals, because just doing tours can get tedious. You know what tour I find probably the easiest out of all of them? The bug catching tour. But unfortunately it's not available. Oh boy. Patrick Star. I'm sick of my character having to come up for air every 5 seconds. That giant isopod is going to be a nightmare, because I think that's what it is. It could also be a lobster, but I think lobsters are a bit easier to catch. There we go, caught the orchid mantis. They're only on white flowers. They like to blend in. Ah, dang it. I was hoping you'd be a migratory locust. Migratory locusts are a pain. Because they migrate everywhere. That's why they're called migratory locusts. They hop like heck. Like hell. We'll go on another tour or so. Plus, I can always, you know, just go to the next day and I can refresh. Because the tours do refresh every day. Dina. Peaches, 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 peaches. We're Junior? Yep. Now let's find this last one. Oh, yes. All right. I also have a pro tip. You can also use the tours to catch bugs and fish. And I think I'm gonna do that. But sometimes they don't always provide you a fishing rod or a net. The gyroid. I'll show you what I mean. Yep, we got a fish or a net. Well, a fishing rod too, but I'm not gonna be fishing until we get this issue sorted out. But if we still find villagers, we'll still talk to them. But right now, I don't really care about winning. I'm just using this to help me catch some bugs that would be easier than just trying to force them to spawn on the island. Ooh! Alright, well, no bugs, but we found all the villagers. Alright, 40 medals. We're almost there. Alright. Portia. Filbert. Oh wow, that was probably my fastest one. Well, no, because I think it took me only until, like, we had over 6 minutes a time or so, but still. Okay, one more. Then we can buy the flippin' wetsuit. I'm not even gonna get a net. Alright, I don't need the Darner Dragonfly, but it may help me keep track of what I've caught, so we'll just keep it. Because, like I said, we're just filling up our Critterpedia. We don't actually need to do anything with these critters. We just need to catch them, that's it. If someone wants them, fine. If we want to sell them, fine. If we want to release them, fine. I'm not even gonna worry about getting a net now. I just want to see if we can get this last tour successfully done. Alright. You again. Maybe stop coming to these things then. Alright. Ooh, okay. Found you. Alright, that should be it. Ooh, yes! Alright. Please do. Yeah, I'll manage. Oh, wow. It automatically got sent to my box. That's convenient. Alright, we'll keep this going for a little bit longer. Do some winter diving now. Because, you know, some of the stuff will be the same because, you know, we have year-round items, but a lot of it will also be different. Because, you know, there's critters that only appear in certain times of the year, but there are also ones that are out year-round. Now, diving in any season other than summer can be annoying because every time your character gets out of the water, they shiver like a little wimp. Yeah, I think starfish or sea stars are one of those year-round critters. Alright, good. Ooh, horsehair crab, alright. Yeah, I think this is more of a winter, maybe early spring critter. Too many starfish. Snow crab, not bad. Not bad at all. What the fuck? That freaking dung beetle. Sometimes the dung beetles will push the snowballs off a cliff and then they scare themselves away. Like, they're dumbasses. Ooh, nice. Something new. Those things piss me off so much in New Horizons. They're common as hell. They don't frustrate me as much in this version of Animal Crossing. But for some reason in New Horizons, I don't know, they're just annoyingly common. Hopefully we can get a scallop sometime soon. Unfortunately, however, Pascal doesn't always show up in this game when you catch a scallop. It's based on luck, but they made it more guaranteed in New Horizons with the 3.0 update. It's frustrating too, because sometimes, like, if I'm like, you know, I still need a scallop for the museum, that's when he shows up, but when I don't need it anymore, that's when he doesn't show up, like, in this game, in this version of Animal Crossing. It's backwards, man. Oh, ear! Alright, I don't want this to get too long, and, you know, I'm still a bit unsure about this. I may have to retake this if, like, you know, these, you know, both these two episodes if I can't get this sorted out, so I'm gonna spend. So hopefully I can do that before. I premiere tomorrow night. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it off right here, guys. If I'm even able to premiere this. I will see you guys later. Oh, sorry.